friends and family. We are back in our cooking corner with Taylor Howell and myself, Pam Furr. Today we're going to make semi-homemade donuts. So this is something that I'm going to do off recipe because I make them a lot in my house. My son is the king of donuts and he's very particular. And sometimes, especially in this pandemic, we just can't run out to Dunkin' Donuts like we could so easily in the past. So I'm going to show you a very quick, easy way to make hot donuts at home. So some of the ingredients that you'll need are going to be simple refrigerated dough mix. It doesn't have to be Pillsbury. It can be Walmart brand. It could be Save-A-Lot brand. Whatever you've got, any of your refrigerated, your rolls. That's what you're going to look for. So these are the biscuits. And we love opening this up in our house because I let Loki pop the top. So you just take the little peel here. And then the fun part is popping open the bag. So we're going to open them up like that. And please, guys, make sure we have already washed our hands. Make sure you've washed your hands before touching any food that you're going to consume. So we're just going to, if you can separate those, you're just going to separate them as if you were going to cook biscuits in the stove. Now, what do donuts have? All donuts have a hole in the center. So here is the fun part. You do not need to have a actual hole cutter. You can improvise with any item that you have around the house that will make a hole. Everyone seems to have water bottles. So we're going to use the lid to the water bottle, the perfect little hole. So you're just going to take the lid to the water bottle, push it directly down into the dough mix, and make it come out the other side. And there's your hole. Now, do not throw these away. I'll show you what we're going to do with those in just a second. So simply go through all of your refrigerated biscuits and pop out the hole and then keep the little donut hole. Same thing here. The kids will love to do this. This is a great, quick recipe to make at home, and the kids can be very involved. Now, as you can see, you've got your donuts now laid out, but how are you going to turn these biscuits into the donuts? So this is the fun part. We're going to move over to the stove now. Now, this is the part that the parents or the teenage brothers and sisters need to get involved in. You're going to get your deep frying vat ready to fry this bread. Just 1 second. You want to make sure that you have a cooling rack or you have plenty of room to drain the bread once it comes out of the fryer. So that's going to be very critical because you don't want the extra grease to stick around the donuts. So we have an induction burner here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and heat up our induction burner. And because this is an induction burner, it's going to heat up extremely fast. Now, how do you know when I've got two cameras going. How do you know when the oil is ready? Well, there's a real nice trick that you can do with just a couple drops of your water. So when you take your water and you drop it into the oil, if it starts to pop, then you know that your oil is ready for the bread to go inside. If you do not get any little popping when the water hits the oil, because water and oil do not mesh, then you know that your oil is not hot enough for the bread. So as we're waiting for our grease to get hot, we are at that point. You can see from our sample donut hole, if you can zoom in on our little donut hole, that it is nice and golden brown and fluffing on the top. So once you're at that point, you can take that, put it onto your cooling tray, and now we're ready to fry the rest of the donuts. Now, the amount of oil will all base on the circumference of your pan. So for a pan like this size, we've got anywhere from 2 to 4 cups of oil, and we're kind of visualizing because we want the bread to be completely immersed into the oil, the frying oil. If you have a smaller pan, it will take less oil. So again, it depends on the circumference of your pan. So we are now going to grab one of our donuts and actually put it directly into the oil. And this is why I chose a larger pot, because as you can see, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 5 of these wonderful donuts inside at one time. Now, some things to pay attention to. Do not put too many donuts in because you don't want them to touch. So again, it goes back to the circumference of your pan. So we're just going to watch these, move them around a little because we do not want them to stick to the bottom. And we also do not want burnt donuts. Our kids in this building are very particular, and they will let me know if the donuts are overcooked. So you can see this one in the center has got nice and golden brown, so we're going to go ahead and flip that one over. One's not quite done yet. We want a nice golden brown all the way around on the sides there. Now, because you're frying, do not ever walk away from your pan. You've got to constantly be checking your donuts. So, because you do not want to walk away from the stove with oil on the stove. Now, when you flip them over, if you do not have a high walled pan, make sure that you're flipping the donuts away from you so that the grease does not splatter back on you. And we're just going to wait for that same golden texture to be on both sides. All right, so if you look at this one, you can see nice golden brown all the way around. So we're going to go ahead and take that out and put it on our drying pan. Same thing here. These have just a couple more minutes. Not even minutes, I would say moments. When you're frying bread, frying happens very fast, so always keep an eye on it. And this is the part the adult needs to be monitoring. Okay. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing with these over here. And do not forget your donut holes. I think those are my favorite. And don't flick grease at your video camera guy either. Now the donut holes, you can just roll them around because they will rotate and flip around in the grease all on their own. There we go, getting nice and golden brown. And the smell is amazing too, just letting you know. Today, when we get these and we're letting them cool, we're going to make a glazed, just a sugar glaze, and we're going to put a little bit of lemon extract in it. And then we're also going to show you how to take and do just a regular powder glaze on the donut. And you can spice that up with a little bit of allspice or cinnamon, depending on what you like. Getting all my little donut holes out first. And then we'll bring our donuts out. Alrighty, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and turn off the oil. Okay, so now that our donuts are completely fried, as you can tell, we've done more than one batch of donuts. We actually did 6 of the pre-done refrigerated because we have a lot of kids here and we have a lot of staff that we're going to feed this afternoon. So how do we glaze, powder, sugar these donuts? So we're going to do it 3 different ways. I'm going to first show you how to make a regular glaze, and we're going to put a little bit of lemon into it just to add some flavor to those donuts. Then we're going to take our next set here and we're going to show you how to make them powdered in a very, very easy way that the kids will love. And then this last set, we're going to use cinnamon and make them cinnamon powdered donuts, but you can also use allspice if you want something that's a little more of an adult palate over the cinnamon. So the first thing we're going to do is make the glaze for this set of donuts. All of your glazes and your sugar donuts all are circled around confectionery sugar. So what we're going to do for our glaze is we're going to take over here and we're going to use 2 cups of powdered sugar. Now, if I was in my home kitchen, I would actually put this through a strainer, and it's a pastry strainer, and it kind of just breaks up the clumps for us a little easier. So we have 1 cup there. And you want to make sure it's leveled out, and 2 cups of confectionery sugar there. All right, then we're going to add 1/4 cup of milk. Today was not the day to wear red. So just in our measuring cup, 1/4 a cup of milk into the confectionery sugar. Now, at this point, you can either use 2 teaspoons of vanilla just to have a regular glaze, or if you're like me, you like lemon, and we're going to use 2 teaspoons of lemon into this to actually give the glaze a lemon flavor. Whoops. Maybe a little more lemon than normal. Okay, then I'm just going to have Taylor take and whisk this up, or just use your spatula. And you're going to notice the powdered sugar will instantly start to dissolve into the liquid that we have in the bowl. Now, while she's doing that, I'm going to take another bowl and I'm going to put 2 cups of our confectionery sugar. Well, this was my liquid measuring cup, so let's grab our black one. We have 2 different things going on here. And then in this one, we're also going to do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, though. And yes, I know I'm putting a little extra in there, whatever falls in, because I like a lot of cinnamon. Okay, can we switch? I'm going to have you hold on to that because we're going to show them how to glaze the other donuts. Really easy using a paper bag method. Okay, so if you can see the consistency here, you want to try to get as many of the lumps out as possible. And then we're simply going to put this all over our donuts on this side. And it's glaze, so you do not have to be particular. This will harden up onto the donut. If it was my kid, he would be dipping the whole donut into this. And actually, let me show you, this is what Loki would do. He would take the donut. Can you grab that spatula for me? Dip it straight in on the top, just like that. And sometimes our kids, they come up with the easiest way for us. So, Loki, I'm using your method. Enjoy this at home. Now, you know I'm going to have to make these at home for him, so. And I'm simply dunking the donut in, flipping it over, and setting it down. And I'm doing it to all of them because some of our teachers will want to know why their donut didn't have as much icing on top as the others. Okay, so there are our glazed donuts. Now, this is the fun part that everyone can do at home. The kids will love this. If you get a brown paper bag, can you grab our brown paper bag? In this bowl, we have put 2 cups of confectionery sugar, and it said about 2 teaspoons. I probably did about 4 teaspoons of your cinnamon as well. Okay? Now, you're going to take that into your clean brown paper bag. Just dump it straight in there, Taylor. And then the fun part, we are actually going to take these donuts and dump them right in the bag. You ready? Now, can you guess what we're going to do? We're going to seal the bag up. This is the part you can have the kids have fun with. You can use sandwich bags and make it a little in each bag if you have multiple kids, and you're going to shake it. Shake it. Don't break it. Come on.
It's like a sandstorm.
Now, how do you get away from that? Then you're going to do the exact same thing, and you're going to take your donuts and dump them right back on your sheet. Can you go ahead and put that over to the side? And especially because your donuts are still warm, for any of them that didn't get completely covered, you can just manipulate the powdered sugar. Again, don't wear red or black or green. All right, so these are our cinnamon, our regular glazed, and then for these, we're just going to use powdered sugar alone. Okay, so we were able to grab one of our helpers from Puzzle Box here today. She's going to help Miss Hal and I with our last bed of donuts. She's actually working with her mom while they're doing the online learning for our school. So, can you tell everybody up on the big camera what your name is?
Hello, my name is Kylie.
And Kylie, I'm going to have you help me with the regular sugar glazed donuts, okay?
Okay.
They're gonna, you know how like when you go to Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme, you can get powdered donuts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do to those.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what we did was tailor in our brown paper bag, put 2 cups of confectionery sugar. Do you see all that sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look good?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can you hold the bag open real wide, just like that? Now watch what we're gonna do. We're just going to take all those donuts into the bag.
Ooh, just got
It got heavy. Got to use those muscles. Come on. Let me see you. Curl it up. Okay. Now ready? Put them together like this. Hold the bag just like this. And now shake it as hard as you can. Harder. Come on. You got this. Up and down and up and down. All right. Now, see that camera? Tell your mom you love her.
Love you, Mom.
All right, now, you ready for the fun part?
Keep going out.
Yes, it does. Okay, so here we go. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow. Can we throw that away, please? All right, so now let's push all these. Now, you do know what happens when you help the cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you want a cinnamon glazed one, a powdered glazed one, or the sugar glazed one with lemon?
That
You want this one? Well, which one?
one. That one.
That one right there? Taylor, can you get me a napkin? All right, so you know, in front of the camera, you have to try it and give us like your real opinion.
Okay.
So how is it? Is it okay?
Mhm.
We got a thumbs up? All right, so tell all the moms and dads out there, say from my house to yours, see you later.
From my house to yours. See you later.
Bye, guys.